Hello, night traveler. This is Linus, your dream weaver from Magical Nights. Wrap yourself in your blanket and let your imagination flow freely as we venture into the enchanted paths of magical and fantastic tales. Tonight, our stories unfold in a small bookstore in the heart of Terra, where Connell, a college student, discovers books that whisper ancient secrets and transform lives. The mysterious owner, Morgana, an ancient witch, guides him on a magical journey in search of a lost Celtic talisman. Facing challenges and forming unexpected alliances with fairies and druids, Connell must overcome his own fears and face the war goddess, Morgan. Ready to dream? In the heart of the vibrant city of Terra, where the modern and ancient met, there was a small, enigmatic bookstore called Enchanted Books. Tucked away on a winding, cobblestone paved street, its facade was covered in ivy and wildflowers, with an old, hand-carved wooden sign gently swaying in the wind. The sign, with faded golden letters, emitted a mystical glow, almost as if it were enchanted. Inside the bookstore, the atmosphere was filled with an ancient, magical aura. The walls were lined with dark oak bookshelves, crammed with books whose leather and parchment covers told stories from times immemorial. The soft light of strategically placed candles created a play of dancing shadows, and the air was perfumed with the unmistakable fragrance of aged parchments and dried herbs. The wooden floor creaked under the visitors' steps, and a sense of tranquility enveloped everyone who crossed the threshold. The owner of the bookstore was a mysterious woman named Morgana. With long black hair cascading over her shoulders, green eyes that seemed to pierce the soul, and a presence that was both welcoming and enigmatic, Morgana was known to be an ancient witch. It was said that she possessed deep knowledge of ancient Celtic magic and that her books were more than mere collections of words. They were portals to other worlds, capable of transforming the lives of those who read them. Morgana was respected and feared in equal measure. She had the gift of finding the perfect book for each person who entered the bookstore, a book that would reveal hidden secrets and bring to light profound truths. It was believed that the bookstore itself was alive, responding to the desires and needs of its visitors. Books moved by themselves on the shelves, whispering forgotten stories and inviting readers to discover them. Celtic legends were present in every corner of the bookstore. There were tapestries embroidered with scenes of heroic battles, fairies dancing in moonlit clearings, and druids performing rituals under sacred oaks. Small magical objects, such as amulets and crystals, were arranged on shelves, emanating an ancient energy. On full moon nights, Morgana held special readings, where she told stories of Celtic gods and heroes, enchanted realms, and mythical beings. It was in this environment of enchantment and mystery that Connell, a young college student, first found the bookstore. Connell was studying history at Terra University and had always been fascinated by Celtic legends and myths. His relentless quest for knowledge and understanding had led him to that narrow street where the swaying sign caught his attention. Upon entering the bookstore, he felt a strange sense of familiarity, as if the place had already been part of his dreams. Morgana greeted him with an enigmatic smile, her green eyes gleaming in the candlelight. "Welcome, Connell," she said, her voice as soft as a night breeze. "I have been expecting you." Connell, surprised that she knew his name, felt a shiver run down his spine. But at the same time, an irresistible curiosity took hold of him. What he did not know was that the bookstore and its enigmatic owner were about to change his life forever, leading him on a journey of self-discovery and magic that he could never have imagined. As Connell explored the shelves, he felt the books almost calling out to him, as if each one held a secret waiting to be revealed. He picked up an old volume with a worn leather cover, and upon opening it, felt a wave of energy course through his body. The pages were written in a language he did not know, but somehow he could understand. Morgana watched from afar, knowing that Connell's journey was just beginning. From that moment, Connell would be drawn into the mystical world of the Celts, discovering ancient secrets and facing challenges that would force him to confront his own beliefs and fears. The bookstore Enchanted Books was not just a place of knowledge, but a portal to a world where magic and reality intertwined, and where Conall's destiny would be decided. Conall Macri was a 22-year-old student of history at Tara University. With messy brown hair, curious brown eyes, and an easy smile, he was known for his intelligence and insatiable thirst for knowledge. Conall came from a humble family, but had always been encouraged by his parents to pursue his dreams and explore the world around him. Since childhood, Conall had been fascinated by stories of heroes and gods, epic battles, and ancient mysteries. His grandfather, a talented storyteller, used to tell him Celtic legends by the fireplace, while the flames danced and cast shadows on the wall. These stories planted in Conall a deep admiration for Celtic culture and mythology, leading him to choose history as his academic career. At the university, Conall stood out for his passion and dedication. His professors considered him a promising student, and his peers admired him for his ability to connect historical facts with emotional narratives. However, despite his academic success, Conall felt that something was missing in his life. He had a persistent feeling that he was destined for something greater, something he could not yet define. It was this feeling that led him to explore the city of Tara in search of answers. On a cloudy day, while wandering aimlessly through the narrow streets, he spotted the Enchanted Books bookstore. The wooden sign swaying in the wind caught his attention, and he decided to enter, driven by an uncontrollable curiosity. Upon crossing the door, Conall felt a change in the air, as if he had entered a different world. Morgana, the enigmatic owner of the bookstore, observed Conall with interest. She knew he was not an ordinary customer. Morgana was an ancient witch, keeper of ancient secrets and knower of mystical arts. Her long black hair and sparkling green eyes emanated an aura of mystery and wisdom. She had the gift of seeing beyond appearances and understanding the deepest needs and desires of those who crossed her path. As Conall explored the shelves of the bookstore, Morgana felt a special connection with him. She knew he was destined for great things, and that his arrival at the bookstore was no coincidence. Morgana approached Conall and handed him an old book with a worn leather cover. "This book will choose you," she said, her voice soft and mysterious. "It contains secrets that can change your life." Conall carefully took the book, feeling the energy pulse through his hands. As he opened the first page, he was transported to a world of magic and mystery, where ancient Celtic legends came to life. From that moment, his journey of self-discovery and discovery was about to begin, guided by Morgana and the secrets contained in the Enchanted Books. In the days that followed, Conall visited the bookstore regularly, increasingly fascinated by the knowledge he acquired and the stories he uncovered. Morgana became a mentor to him, sharing her vast knowledge of Celtic culture and mystical arts. Conall felt increasingly connected to the past, as if he were rediscovering his own roots and identity. Throughout his visits, Conall met other bookstore patrons, each with their own stories and motivations. There was Aisling, a talented musician who sought inspiration in Celtic legends for her compositions, Finn, an introspective poet who found in the Enchanted Books the source of his creations, and Bridget, a visual artist whose paintings were inspired by ancient myths and symbols. Each of these characters, with their unique skills and passions, contributed to Conall's growth and development. They formed a community united by the quest for knowledge and passion for Celtic culture, guided by the wise and mysterious Morgana. Together, they would explore the secrets of the Enchanted Books and face challenges that would test their courage and determination. And so, amidst the magical environment of the Enchanted Books bookstore, Conall began to discover more about himself and the world around him. His journey was just beginning, and he was about to embark on an adventure that would change his life forever. Conall was increasingly immersed in the magical atmosphere of the Enchanted Books bookstore and the stories he discovered during his regular visits. One day, Morgana noticed that it was time to take a step forward in the young student's journey. With a deep and enigmatic look, she approached him, holding a book that seemed older and more worn than any he had ever seen. "Connell," she said, handing him the book reverently, "this is no ordinary book. It contains a call to adventure that you cannot ignore. This book has chosen you for a special mission, a journey of self-discovery and magic that will change your destiny." Connell felt a shiver as he touched the cover of the book. His hands trembled slightly as he opened it, revealing pages written in an ancient language that, somehow, he could understand. The words seemed to dance on the page, forming vivid images in his mind. The book spoke of a lost magical artifact, a Celtic talisman of immense power hidden somewhere in Ireland. "You must find this talisman," Morgana continued, "for it has the power to reveal hidden truths and grant wisdom to its possessor. But this journey will not be easy. You will face challenges and obstacles, and you will need courage and determination to overcome them." Connell felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. He knew this mission was important, but he was also aware of the dangers he might encounter along the way. However, his curiosity and desire for discovery were stronger than any fear. He accepted the challenge, determined to find the talisman and uncover the secrets it held. Morgana handed him an ancient map, drawn with intricate lines indicating the path to be followed. "This map will guide you," she said, "but remember, the true journey is within. Trust your intuition and follow your heart." Connell left the bookstore with the map and book in hand, feeling like a hero from the Celtic legends he so admired. His first stop would be the ancient forest of Tir na Nog, a sacred place where, according to the book, he would find clues about the talisman's location. The forest was known to be a portal to the otherworld, a place where the veil between the human world and the world of magical beings was thinner. Upon arriving at the forest, Connell felt a magical presence in the air. The trees seemed to whisper ancient secrets, and the sound of a nearby stream added a gentle melody to the atmosphere. He followed the path indicated on the map, venturing deeper into the heart of the forest. As he advanced, he found signs and Celtic symbols carved into the trees, as if the ancient druids were guiding his way. At the center of the forest, Connell found a circle of stones, similar to an ancient druidic sanctuary. He knew this place was special and that he needed to pay attention to the signs around him. In the middle of the circle, there was a stone pedestal with Ogham inscriptions, the ancient Celtic writing. He cautiously approached and placed his hand over the inscriptions, feeling a wave of energy course through his body. Suddenly, a bright light emanated from the pedestal, and an ethereal figure appeared before him. It was a druidess, dressed in white robes and holding an oak staff. Her eyes shone with ancient wisdom, and her voice echoed through the forest like an ancient melody. "Welcome, Connell," said the druidess. "I am Ain, guardian of this sanctuary. You have been chosen for a great mission, and I am here to guide you. The talisman you seek is protected by ancient and powerful beings. Your journey will be full of challenges, but also of great revelations." Connell listened carefully to Ain's words, feeling both anxious and determined. He knew this was only the first stage of his journey, and that many challenges still awaited him. But he was ready to face them with the courage and determination that had always characterized him. Ain gave him a protective amulet, saying, "This amulet will help you on your journey. Use it wisely, and it will protect you from the dangers you will encounter. Remember, Connell, true strength comes from within. Trust your heart and your intuition, and you will find what you seek." With the amulet in hand and his heart filled with courage, Connell left the forest of Tir na Nog, knowing that his journey was just beginning. He followed the path indicated on the map, heading into the unknown, determined to find the talisman and uncover the secrets it held. With each step, he felt more connected to the magic and wisdom of the ancient Celts and closer to his own destiny. Connell continued his journey, increasingly immersed in the mystical world of the Celts. His next destination was the sacred mountain of Slieve Bloom, where, according to the map, he would find an ancient guardian who would give him more clues about the talisman. The mountain was known for its breathtaking landscapes and for being home to magical creatures, both benevolent and dangerous. Upon reaching the foot of the mountain, Conall felt a powerful presence. The air was charged with energy, and he knew he was entering sacred territory. He began to climb the winding trail, facing the rugged terrain and natural adversities. The wind blew strongly, and thick fog made visibility difficult, but he kept moving forward, guided by determination. Halfway up, Conall encountered his first major obstacle. A group of Cailleach, mythical beings who guarded the mountains, blocked his path. The Cailleach were known for their strength and wisdom, but also for being unpredictable and fierce protectors of their territory. They appeared before Conall, their eyes shining intensely and their voices echoing like thunder. "What do you seek on this mountain, mortal?" asked the leader of the Cailleach, her voice grave and authoritative. Conall took a deep breath and replied firmly, "I seek the Celtic talisman, an artifact of great power and wisdom. My journey is guided by the need for knowledge and the quest for my destiny." The Cailleach exchanged glances, evaluating Conall's sincerity and courage. After a moment of silence, the leader spoke again. "Your intention is noble, but you must prove your worth. Face our challenges and show that you are worthy of continuing your journey." Conall nodded, prepared for whatever came. The Cailleach led him to a proving ground where he would have to demonstrate his strength, intelligence, and courage. The first challenge was a test of physical strength. He had to move a large stone to clear the path. Using all his strength and determination, Conall managed to move the stone despite the pain and fatigue. The second challenge was a riddle, a test of intelligence. The Cailleach presented him with a complex puzzle composed of Celtic symbols and ancient runes. Conall, with his knowledge acquired in his studies, managed to solve the riddle, impressing the Cailleach with his wisdom. Finally, the third challenge was a test of courage. He had to cross a narrow bridge over a deep chasm, facing strong winds and the constant threat of falling. Conall took a deep breath, staying calm and focused. Step by step, he crossed the bridge, feeling the adrenaline and tension, but also the determination to reach his goal. After completing the 3 challenges, Conall was once again received by the Cailleach. The leader, now with a look of respect, said, "You have proven yourself worthy, Conall. Your strength, intelligence, and courage are admirable. Continue your journey, and may the wisdom of the ancient Celts guide you." With a bow, Conall thanked the Cailleach and continued his ascent up the mountain. Upon reaching the top, he found a hidden cave where the guardian he sought resided. It was an old druid named Ewan, whose eyes shone with deep and ancient wisdom. "Ewan," said Conall, "I seek the Celtic talisman. I need your guidance to find it." Ewan looked at Conall with a penetrating gaze, as if he could see his soul. "You are brave, young man. Your journey is important, and I will help as I can. The talisman is hidden in a sacred place, protected by ancient enchantments. You will need more than courage to find it. You will need faith, wisdom, and the help of allies." With Ewan's words echoing in his mind, Conall felt renewed and determined. He knew many challenges still awaited him, but he also knew he was on the right path. His journey was just beginning, and he was ready to face any obstacle that arose, guided by the wisdom of the ancients and the magic that pulsed in his veins. As Conall descended the mountain's sleep bloom, he couldn't help but feel a growing connection to the mystical world around him. Each step he took seemed to bring him closer to the ancient Celtic mysteries and the forces that shaped nature and magic. He knew his journey was far from over and that he would need powerful allies to face the challenges that still lay ahead. His next stop was Lake Luff, a sacred place filled with legends about encounters with magical beings. The lake was surrounded by dense forests, and its crystal-clear waters reflected the sky like a perfect mirror. Upon reaching the shore, Conall felt a deep peace, as if time itself had stopped. He sat on a rock by the lake, contemplating the tranquility of the landscape. Suddenly, the surface of the water began to ripple, forming gentle waves that moved toward the shore. Connell watched, fascinated, as a figure slowly emerged from the depths. It was a beautiful woman with long golden hair and blue eyes that shone like stars. She was Aisling, one of the city, the water fairies who inhabited Ireland's lakes and rivers. Aisling, said Connell, remembering the stories he had heard about the city. I am Connell, and I am on a journey to find the Celtic talisman. I need your help. Aisling smiled, her voice soft and melodious like the sound of running water. Welcome, Connell. Your journey is noble, and I am willing to help you. The talisman you seek is protected by ancient enchantments and guarded by powerful beings. You will need courage and wisdom to find it. Connell told Aisling about the challenges he had already faced and his determination to find the talisman. She listened attentively, her eyes shining with interest and compassion. I will give you a gift, she said, an amulet that will allow you to communicate with magical beings and ask for their help. Use it wisely, and it will guide you on your journey. Aisling gave Connell a small silver amulet decorated with Celtic symbols. He felt a wave of energy as he touched it, as if the amulet were alive and pulsating with magic. Thank you, Aisling, he said, feeling grateful for the help and friendship of the fairy. Before departing, Aisling revealed an important clue about the talisman. Seek the sacred oak in the forest of Emain Macha. There, you will find a being who can guide you to the next step of your journey. With the amulet in hand and the new clue, Connell set off for the forest of Emain Macha. The forest was dense and ancient, with gigantic trees that seemed to touch the sky. He walked along narrow paths, feeling the presence of invisible beings around him. The amulet glowed softly, guiding him like a magical compass. In the heart of the forest, he found the sacred oak. It was a majestic tree with a wide trunk and roots spreading across the ground like veins of energy. As he approached, Connell saw a small being sitting on one of the roots. It was a leprechaun with a red beard and bright, cunning eyes. What brings a young human to this sacred place? Asked the leprechaun, his voice full of curiosity. Connell explained his journey and his desire to find the Celtic talisman. The leprechaun smiled, seeming satisfied with the young man's determination. You have courage, lad. And that's something I respect. I'll help you, but first, you must prove your honesty and kindness. The leprechaun proposed a challenge to Connell, find and return a lost treasure hidden in the forest. Connell accepted the challenge and set off in search of the treasure, facing various traps and riddles left by the leprechaun. After a long search, he finally found the treasure and returned it to its guardian. Your honesty and kindness are evident, said the leprechaun, handing Connell a magical map. This map will guide you to where the talisman is hidden. Follow it carefully and remember the lessons you've learned on your journey. With the map in hand, Connell felt closer to his goal. He thanked the leprechaun and the sacred oak, leading with a renewed sense of hope and determination. His journey was still far from over, but he knew that with the help of his new allies and the wisdom he had acquired, he was prepared to face any challenge that lay ahead. Connell followed the path indicated by the magical map, determined to find the Celtic talisman. His journey led him to an ancient Celtic ruin, a place forgotten by time and shrouded in mysteries. The ruins were located atop a cliff overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, known as the Fortress of Dun Angus. Upon arrival, Connell felt the presence of an ancient and powerful force. The entrance to the fortress was guarded by a large stone door covered in Celtic runes and symbols of protection. Connell knew that to enter, he would need to demonstrate his courage and inner strength. As he approached the door, he placed his hand over the runes and whispered an ancient invocation that Morgana had taught him. The runes began to glow with a golden light, and the door slowly opened, revealing a dark and winding path. Inside the fortress, Conall was greeted by an oppressive silence and a darkness that seemed to absorb all light. He lit a torch and began exploring the ancient corridors, following the map's instructions. Each step he took, he felt closer to his goal, but also knew that something dark awaited him. At the heart of the fortress, Conall found a large, circular chamber with walls covered in ancient inscriptions and a stone pedestal in the center. On the pedestal was a bronze mirror, old and worn by time. Conall knew this mirror was a portal to another dimension where the talisman was hidden. As he approached the mirror, he saw his own reflection, but something was wrong. His reflection began to distort and transform into a dark figure with glowing red eyes and a sinister smile. It was the manifestation of his fears and doubts, a dark guardian he would need to face to reach the talisman. "You are not ready," said the dark figure, its voice echoing through the chamber. "Your fears dominate you, and you will fail." Conall felt a wave of fear and doubt, but remembered Morgana's words and his allies. He knew that true strength came from within and that he needed to face his fears to move forward. With a shout of determination, he raised the torch and confronted the dark figure. The ensuing battle was intense and emotional. Conall fought against his own inner demons, confronting the doubts and insecurities that had haunted him since childhood. He remembered all the people who believed in him, his parents, Morgana, Aisling, Ewan, and used that strength to overcome the darkness within himself. Finally, with a final blow, Conall dissipated the dark figure. The bronze mirror glowed intensely and transformed into a door of light. Conall stepped through the door, feeling lighter and more determined than ever. He knew he had overcome a crucial test and was closer to finding the talisman. On the other side of the portal, Conall found himself in an enchanted forest, bathed in a soft golden light. In the center of the forest, on a stone altar, was the Celtic talisman, a golden amulet with intricate Celtic symbols, radiating powerful and serene energy. Conall approached slowly, feeling the talisman's energy pulse in harmony with his own heart. As he picked up the talisman, a vision appeared before his eyes. He saw the past, present, and future intertwined, revealing ancient secrets and ancestral wisdom. The talisman transmitted a message of peace and harmony, and Conall knew that his journey had not been in vain. He had found what he sought and was ready to use the talisman to bring light and wisdom to the world. But the peace was interrupted by an unexpected twist. As Conall held the talisman, he felt an evil presence approaching. It was a hooded figure with burning eyes of envy and ambition. The figure revealed itself as Bress, an ancient Celtic warrior corrupted by the thirst for power. "This talisman belongs to me," shouted Bress, advancing with a sword of black light. "I will take the power for myself and dominate this world." Conall felt the urgency of the moment. He knew he had to protect the talisman at all costs. With renewed courage, he prepared to face Bress, using the wisdom and strength he had acquired on his journey. The final battle was about to begin, and Conall knew that his destiny, and the destiny of the world, was at stake. As Conall faced Bress in the clearing of the enchanted forest, he knew he needed more than just physical strength to win. The energy of the talisman pulsed in his hands, filling him with determination. But Bress was powerful and relentless, each strike of his black light sword slicing through the air with a deadly hum. Conall fought bravely, dodging Bress's attacks and counterattacking with precision. However, he soon realized he couldn't win this battle alone. Bress was a formidable adversary, fueled by ancient rage and an insatiable desire for power. Conall needed help, but in the midst of the fierce fight, it seemed there was no one around to come to his aid. Suddenly, a familiar and gentle light illuminated the clearing. Aisling, the water fairy, emerged from the shadows, her presence serene and powerful. "You are not alone, Conall," she said, her voice echoing like a melody. "We are here to help you." Behind Aisling appeared other allies Conall had met on his journey. Ewan, the old druid, held his oak staff, emanating an aura of wisdom and protection. Finn, the poet, recited ancient Celtic incantations, his words infused with magical power. Bridget, the visual artist, wielded a bow and arrow, ready to defend her friends. Together, they formed an unexpected alliance, united by their determination to protect the talisman and defeat Bress. Aisling raised her hands, invoking the power of the lake's waters. A torrent of crystal-clear water emerged from the ground, surrounding Bress and weakening his defenses. Ewan channeled the earth's energy, causing roots to spring from the ground and entangle Bress's feet. Finn continued to recite incantations, his words creating a protective barrier around Connell and his allies. Bridget fired arrows of light, hitting Bress with precision and interrupting his attacks. Connell, now strengthened by the presence of his friends, advanced with the talisman in hand, feeling its power radiate throughout his body. Bress, realizing he was at a disadvantage, made a final desperate attack. He raised his black sword, directing all his dark energy into one final blow. But before he could strike, Connell raised the talisman, channeling its golden light. The light clashed with the darkness of Bress's sword, creating an explosion of energy that illuminated the clearing. When the light dissipated, Bress lay on the ground, defeated and disarmed. Connell and his allies breathed a sigh of relief, feeling the weight of the battle lift. Aisling approached Connell, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. "You did well, Connell. Your courage and determination brought us here." Connell smiled, feeling a deep gratitude for his friends. "I couldn't have done it without you. Our unity made us stronger." Ewan, the druid, nodded. "True strength comes from unity and mutual support. You formed a powerful alliance, and that made all the difference." With Bress defeated, Connell knew the talisman was safe, at least for now. He carefully stored the amulet, feeling its energy still pulsate gently. The journey was not yet complete, but he was one step closer to bringing peace and wisdom to the world. Connell and his allies traveled to the stone circle of Drombeg. The journey was long and challenging, but the group's unity gave them strength and courage. The stone circle was a sacred place, known for its powerful energy and ancient connections with the druids. Upon arrival, they felt a deep peace, but also a palpable tension in the air. In the center of the circle was a stone altar, destined to receive the talisman. Connell knew this would be the place where the talisman's energy could be channeled to protect Ireland. But before they could complete the ritual, a dark figure appeared at the edge of the circle. It was Morrigan, the goddess of war and death, drawn by the talisman's power. "You thought you could use it without facing my wrath?" Morrigan's voice was a chilling echo that made even the bravest shudder. "The talisman belongs to the gods, and I will not allow mortals to use it." Connell and his allies prepared for the final battle, knowing they would face a power far beyond anything they had encountered before. Aisling invoked the power of the surrounding waters, creating a protective barrier, while Ewan chanted ancient incantations to strengthen the group. Finn and Bridget positioned themselves, ready to attack at any moment. Morrigan advanced, her presence filling the air with a dark energy. She wielded a black spear, its tip absorbing all the light around it. The battle began intensely, with each member of the group using their skills to defend the talisman and themselves. Connell, holding the amulet, felt its energy pulse, guiding his movements and filling him with courage. The war goddess was a formidable adversary. Her attacks were swift and precise, and each strike of her spear created waves of energy that shook the stone circle. But Connell and his allies fought with fierce determination, knowing that Ireland's fate was in their hands. The battle intensified, with sparks of magic and bright lights illuminating the battlefield. In the midst of the chaos, Connell had a vision, a reminder of Morgana's words about true strength coming from within. He knew he couldn't defeat Morrigan with brute force alone, he needed wisdom and strategy. Using the talisman's energy, he began channeling its light to the stone altar, trying to activate the power of the sacred circle. Morgan noticed Conal's intention and redoubled her efforts to stop him. But every time she approached, Aisling and Bridget repelled her with coordinated attacks, while Finn chanted protective incantations. Ewan, with his staff, created energy barriers to defend the group, giving Conal the time he needed. Finally, the talisman's energy reached its peak, and a golden light radiated from the altar, filling the stone circle with divine force. Morgan recoiled, surprised by the intensity of the power emanating from the talisman. Conal, feeling stronger than ever, raised the amulet and directed its energy toward the goddess of war. "This talisman is a symbol of protection and wisdom," declared Conal, "and we will not let you use it for dark purposes." The talisman's light enveloped Morgan, who screamed in fury and pain. The goddess's energy was absorbed by the light, and her figure began to dissipate, turning into shadows carried away by the wind. The battle was over. Conal and his allies stood, exhausted but victorious, as the talisman's golden light filled the stone circle. With Morgan's threat averted, Conal placed the talisman on the altar, completing the ritual. The amulet's energy spread throughout the circle, creating a protective barrier around Ireland. They felt the peace and security emanating from the energy, knowing they had fulfilled their mission. With the mission accomplished and the talisman safe, Conal and his allies began the journey back home. The atmosphere was filled with a sense of achievement and renewal. Each of them knew they had played a crucial role in protecting Ireland and that their lives would never be the same. Upon returning to the Enchanted Books bookstore, Conal was warmly welcomed by Morgana. "You did it, Conal," she said, smiling proudly. "You proved worthy of the mission and brought peace and protection to our world." Conal felt a wave of gratitude and satisfaction. "I couldn't have done it without my friends and allies. This journey united us in ways I never imagined." Aisling, Ewan, Finn, and Bridget were also present, each feeling the depth of their connections and the importance of their actions. They knew they had created bonds that would last forever and that their shared experiences had profoundly transformed them. Morgana looked at the group with a wise and understanding expression. "You formed a powerful alliance, and that made all the difference. Always remember the lessons you learned and the strengths you discovered within yourselves. The world needs people like you, who have courage, wisdom, and an open heart to magic." Conal and his allies spent some time at the bookstore, reflecting on their journeys and sharing stories of the battles and challenges they faced. They knew their lives had changed forever, and that each of them had grown and strengthened in ways they could never have imagined. Before saying their goodbyes, Morgana gave Conal a new book, an old and mysterious volume containing secrets yet to be revealed. "This is for your next journey, Conal," she said, with an enigmatic smile. "Never stop seeking knowledge and wisdom. The world is vast and full of mysteries waiting to be discovered." Conal nodded, feeling inspired and ready for whatever came next. He knew his journey of self-discovery and magic was just beginning and that there would be many more challenges and adventures ahead. But with friends by his side and the wisdom he had gained on his journey, he was confident he could face anything. And so, Conal, Aisling, Ewan, Finn, and Bridget said their farewells, promising to stay in touch and support each other in their future adventures. Each of them went their own way, carrying the lessons learned and the inner strength they discovered. As the sun set over the city of Terra, Conal looked toward the horizon, feeling a deep peace and sense of purpose. He knew he was ready to face any challenge fate threw his way, guided by the light of the Celtic talisman and the magic that was now part of his life. And so ends the story of Conal and the Witch of the Bookstore, a tale of courage, wisdom, and friendship. But, like all good stories, this is just the beginning of many other adventures that await in the mysterious corners of the Celtic world, where magic and reality intertwine, and where destiny is shaped by those brave enough to follow their hearts. Good night and enchanted dreams.